Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 6 of the unofficial Rogue Company podcast, Broguecast. I'm here with Cole Reed.
I'm here with Dirt Lord.
I'm here with Garbo.
And I'm here with Griffin.
And today we're going to talk about all the need-to-know stuff from Rogue Company. And first, we got to start by issuing the first official Broguecast apology. We're sorry, guys. Season 3 just wasn't as good as we said it was.
We failed you.
Yeah. So
to be fair, we'd only had like 2 days of play, so
yeah, that's what I was fixing to say. Whenever we were doing the previous broadcast, you know, we had only played for like 2 days. I think Justin played like a game and a half or something, like, you know what I mean?
Very few games, yeah.
Yeah. And we really didn't get a good feel for it. But in the break between episodes, we've played a lot of Rogue Company, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's fair to say that some of the Season 3 weapon adjustments that were pushed into the game with the Season 3 update have been very aggravating, to say the least.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
The main offenders seem to be coming from my point of view, from the shotguns.
Shotguns. Yep, there it is.
Some are overperforming and one is really underperforming.
Stupidly.
Yes. So all right, I'm going to start out with a Striker 810, right, which is Lancer's shotgun. It's fine. Like, they didn't need to do anything with it before, but it still feels fine. Like, the range of that weapon versus the damage output, even with the new damage output that they gave the weapon, it still feels somewhat balanced in the hands of anybody other than Lancer. Like, I think that's a fair assessment, right?
It doesn't feel very overpowered like we thought it kind of would, so...
Yeah. So that was one that was, you know, we were most concerned about, I believe, that one. And that seems to be really the only one that's staying in line with the rest of them.
Yeah.
As far as the SKL6 that Chalk and Glitch both use, this thing is a fucking DMR.
DMR, yeah.
That shoots slugs out of it. Like, legit. I've never seen a shotgun in any game with the kind of range and damage output that this thing has.
I mean, it can shoot me halfway across the map.
Yeah, we did a shooting range test to see how it would go. And what was it? What was the meters that you were at?
75 to 80.
And it's 17 to 19 consistent damage, 12 meters, 125 headshot. Especially a Chalk who can just, you know, get 50 extra health immediately. If he's right there and he can get those headshots, your whole team's fucked. You're just fucked.
Yeah. And then once you upgrade the fire rate on it, you reach that upgrade, it might as well be the Striker 810 2.0. Or
it'll fire as fast as you can pull the trigger.
Yeah, it doesn't have a high ammo count, but it doesn't matter if you're doing consistent 88 body damage, 125 head damage from 15 meters. It's insane.
It is. Especially when you're just in gameplay, man. Like, for real, like, you're trying to get around that corner and shit, and it just takes so much damage you can't even get around the corners in time. You get dropped. Yeah, 2 taps.
Yeah. It really feels like they designed that weapon with the range and all everything around the fact that you could pair that up with, let's say, Phantom, right? Because if you get a body shot with Phantom, you're doing 70 damage. At that range, you could conceivably pull the shotgun out and down someone at sniper range.
Absolutely could.
I don't think that was the way that the gun was intended to be used.
No, sir.
Yeah.
It would be a really solid gun if they would just scale that range back quite a bit. And I'm even fine with having the 125 headshot, but even scale that back to maybe like 8 meters.
Yeah, I think that sounds very reasonable. I mean, shotguns are supposed to be risk versus reward anyway. And
oh yeah.
And now it feels like it's more reward and like no risk whatsoever.
Well, all the risk is if you're going against it now.
Yeah, exactly.
If you know you don't have a shotgun and this Chalk has been rolling a shotgun the whole game and you get within that 10 meters, you're probably going to go down.
Yeah, for sure. And he's going to overheal. So you're not even going to be able to burn him down before he gets within that dead zone, if you want to call it that, you know? as far as the rest of the weapons are concerned, you know, I said this in a video that I released a couple of weeks ago. It's like the SMGs, more so now than in the past, have felt like, you know, versatile, like all around weapons in the game. If the range of them on all of them, except for the objection, they've all felt very good at any kind of like almost like far medium into long range. It has most of them have consistent damage output, especially once you start upgrading the range of them. And to me, it feels like that's taken a lot of the value away from playing an assault rifle, because assault rifle is supposed to excel in that medium range. And
SMG is supposed to be close quarters combat.
Yeah, exactly. And when the SMGs are outperforming your assault rifles at the same ranges, then to me that feels like that there's something.
There's an issue.
Yeah, there's something incredibly wrong with the balance of the SMGs as a whole. And then not to mention the fact that you can flip, jump, barrel roll, and fucking do all this crazy acrobatic shit, and
no jump penalty.
Exactly. You're not getting penalized for it whatsoever.
Yep.
Now, I will say that I think Dahlia's SMG is pretty well balanced because the range on it has always sucked.
Yeah, and I'll agree with that.
But if you're in close, you'll get ripped.
It burns. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just can't wait until we get the weapon mastery so that we can see, you know, Lancers running that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane.
I mean, we might be fucking eating our words on this one, but I really am not looking forward to the weapon mastery. I know the first couple of weeks is not going to be so bad because people are going to be having to do their shit to be able to get the mastery up. But once that happens, I know, you all know, the SLC and fucking chalk shotgun are going to be a meta across the board. And I don't like the thought of that because I don't want to play Call of Duty where everyone's just running the same guns.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of that, we'll go ahead and use that as our transitional period into our first topic, unless there's anything else that you guys have noticed with the Season 3 update that's a little bit inconsistent, doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
Nah, let's just segue right into it.
All right, so since the last time that we got together, they released the Runway PTS notes. They revealed the new character, and then they also gave us a little bit more insight into the weapon mastery stuff, and they also introduced a little bit of rogue balance. Before we go into this, I want to give a huge shout out to Roco Leaks and Cremar, because they single-handedly forced the developers to release all of this information way earlier than they wanted to release it. And you can definitely tell that whenever you watch the live stream of the Runway PTS update. And they wanted to get ahead of it. Because whenever they started releasing all of Runway's abilities, her weapons, and the damage numbers and everything, along with all the weapon mastery stuff, they were forced into a position to where they actually had to come out and address the community as a whole. And I think it's amazing that just a couple of people on Twitter have the reach that they have like that. It's amazing. And I can't applaud them enough for it, because realistically, it's hard to make that much of a ripple within any gaming community. But when you're releasing stuff that is so accurate, that is so easy for them to find, that the developers have to like legitimately stop what they're doing and release a live stream of what's going to be happening, because the community is going fucking crazy with speculation. It's beautiful, man. I love it. So they did have a PTS for Runway. No, we did not participate in the PTS. Yes, the PTS lasted from August the 21st at 9 a.m. until August the 23rd at 7 a.m. So you got like a day, a day and a half, 2 days, whatever, to run the PTS, which is really not enough time for anybody to test anything. But we'll go ahead and segue into the new Rogue Runway. So I'm not going to go into the breakdown, but her weapon classes is assault rifle and sniper rifle. She has the new Hydra assault rifle and the long body sniper rifle. She has the katana melee weapon. She has trip mines and Semtex grenades. Her perks are Berserker, Added Steps, Helping Hands, Nimble Hands, Tracker Rounds, and Headstrong. And then her abilities: Supply on Demand, Throw a briefcase that grants infinite ammunition and refills gadgets. and her passive is fully loaded. She carries 2 primary weapons. So I went on to, speaking of Kramar, I went on to his Twitter page, and I actually got the videos here of the ability being used and also of the weapon. And if you guys want to pull them up, that's cool. But this was the thing from me, my point of view, when they first started releasing all this Runway information, was she's going to throw a briefcase out. It's going to give people infinite ammunition, and it's going to refill all of their gadgets that they have. And immediately I was like, all right, how's this going to work? Because I want everybody to keep in mind, we are primarily, for the most part, demolition players. So take that information with everything that we're about to say. Know that we are primarily demolition players. I wanted to, give a little disclaimer there because, whenever you start commenting and talking on people's stuff on social media, they get all bent out of shape because, well, it's going to be fucking great Strikeout. I don't fucking care about Strikeout. That's not what I play,
And Strikeout's not supposed to be the core mode either.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
No.
So let's just throw that out there.
Yeah. But yeah, whenever they started releasing the abilities, I was like, all right, how's this supply briefcase, the supply crate going to work? And, I was under the assumption that it would be something that, of course would be physically deployed on the battlefield. And then the people on your team would have to physically run to it and get their reserve out of it. And that's exactly what it is. She throws a briefcase out. There's a giant blue circle around it, but only 2 people can hit it at a time.
Yeah.
And it does give you infinite ammunition, and it also refills, both of your gadgets if you have them both purchased.
And it maxes them out.
Yeah, it maxes them out completely. So if you can carry up to 2, Trench can carry up to 3, so it'll full max everything. In theory, like, to me, her primary ability on paper makes a whole lot of sense if the game was just now releasing. But after it being out for a year now, a character like this, in my opinion, doesn't feel like she needs to exist with this ability. I think that everything else is fine. I even think that her passive ability is fine, but her primary ability to me feels like that it is very dated. It is something that they have had in their back pocket for a very long time, and that this should have been a rogue that released when the game released, because I think that that's when you're going to use the most ammunition. You're going to be learning all the gadgets, and if you had a character that could actually help you accomplish that, that would be the point to put her in. That's just my thoughts on it. What do you guys think?
I feel like that she's going to be, for us, is going to be basically useless because most of the time the round's over before anyone runs out of ammunition.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Most.
I don't know. I feel she would be really good in demolition if she ran with a trench.
Yeah, I could see that.
The only reason I say that is because he has the trip mines, right? He carries 3. So she can drop that suitcase, and then if the gadgets are, I think she also has trip mines. So she
Hold up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
you're hearing it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's only because I'm just wondering, like, as a team, what's the max amount of trip mines?
With Trench and
you can only put 4 down at a time.
No.
As a full team.
I mean, that's what it said in the show.
No,
when they show her ability, they said you can put 4 of them down, and if you put down another one, then one of the other ones will disappear at a time.
Okay,
that's what they said. People.
It seems to me that there would be 5 just starting out.
It is
3 with Trench, 2 with her.
There could be a total of 10 on the field if Trench and her are the ones that grab the resupply.
I'm glad they figured to stop that real quick because that would have been a butt fucking of a game.
Yeah.
It would make demolition like if people knew that meta, which they would quickly figure out that meta for those 2 characters, it would be an absolute shit show. We could not we would be afraid to even move up. We would have to move one way and get slapped every time.
Yeah, exactly.
Make Trench a much more valuable character than he already is.
Yeah.
Right.
And since the season 2 update or I guess it was the Runway, or not the Runway, but the Switchblade update when they gave him the barbed wire, if you can get the barbed wire to not disappear, Like he is incredible.
Which, by the way, that is still an issue.
Yeah,
Still
I
a
know.
big issue. If it's near any kind of cover, it'll just blow itself up.
Yeah. Dirt Lord, what do you think? Primary ability.
I mean, the last time I ran out of ammunition was on King of the Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's good for that. I mean, think about that. If you're on a burner, you get infinite ammo.
Yeah.
Great for them. I mean,
yeah.
A Lancer with infinite ammo and King of the Hill.
Yeah.
But with anything, man, they'll be able to refill flashbangs.
Yeah.
The trip mine's going to be the big one.
It is.
That's laying them,
I do like that they made the trip mines
really limited
more
to
useful.
4? Is it really limited to only 4?
Yeah, you can put them down, only 4 at a time. That's what they say in the update. It's in that video.
I just hope it's
that
not
runway
4
ability.
per person.
Like when they were talking about it, they were like, "You can only put 4 down." Yeah, no, it's just 4 can be on the map down at a time.
Good.
What about
Doesn't matter who
King
puts
of
it
the Hill
down
or Team Deathmatch?
They just said,
the
yeah, they didn't get into that.
Across
They were
the
just saying
board.
you only put 4 down. If you put down another one of the others will disappear. But that's the thing, dude. If you put one like way back on the map somewhere and you've already moved up and you're in a new place, you're like, well, fuck that one. I'm over here now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trip mine, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, can I get some more of those?
And then once they explode, you can replant.
I do like that because
shit. Yeah.
I really hate like going to be on a map and setting up and them hitting A,
and then you got to move.
pick your trip mines up, move.
So with her, you just move over there, put down, set up again.
Or again, like you said, like you can only put 4 in the field, but like if people get tripped by them, then you still have some more,
trip
and you can still
down, throw down another.
Yeah, throw down another. You're not losing them.
Are making it seem more useful to me, but I still don't feel like it's enough.
It's not. It's only on one character, like
I'm excited that we get a new gun.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the big one. I'm excited to see how the AR performs.
And then now I know that I can use that gun with other people. So
yeah,
I mean, it's an AR, so I can run it like Ronin, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to see her passive ability too. I want to see the overkill in action.
Well, and to me, it's like, I understand, they gave her the trip mines because they gave her the sniper rifle and all this stuff. But like, to me, this is my own personal thoughts. They're releasing Runway at the same time that they're releasing Weapon Mastery. Why didn't they give her a different secondary weapon or a different primary weapon? Yeah. I mean, they could have. They could have gave her the sniper rifle and I would have been perfectly fine with that, but give her a different sniper rifle. You know what I mean?
Like a new one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A new one would have been cool. We only have 2.
We only have 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and
they kind of got lazy there.
Yeah, exactly. And that to me is one of the biggest things. I'm like when they released Kestrel, she had brand new weapons. Sigurd came with the stem, but she was the second character to get the stem. And then they gave her the bounce grenade, which I think they introduced with her, if I remember.
They introduced that with her. That's correct.
Yeah.
So when they released Kestrel as a whole, that was a whole new character. When they released Seeker, when they released Seeker, they gave him a weapon that they had took out of the game. They gave him a new assault rifle, and then they gave him sticky sensors, which nobody else had access to at that point except for Phantom. So they're like with a lot of the characters, they're divvying a lot of the stuff out, and they're also bringing a lot of new stuff into the game. This feels like it's a bunch of lazy bullshit to me, except for the Hydra.
I can see where if you'd like it if you are a sniper.
Yeah.
Because you're getting a sniper. If you like sniping, and then you also get that AR with it.
Yeah.
She's nothing but a medium to long range character.
Yeah.
I would have thought that it would have made more sense to throw her the striker instead of that.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, for sure. But that's like Mac. I thought it would have made more sense for them to give him Lancer's shotgun. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is what it is,
Weird him having an SMG.
And it's so little,
compared
to
when he's holding it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to throw something at you guys real quick, and feel free to completely poo-poo all over it if you think it's a terrible idea. But when you throw the briefcase out, only 2 people can hit it, but it refreshes your ability.
Oh, does it?
No. If they reworked it that way.
Well, some characters already have the regenerate ability.
Right, but it would automatically regenerate.
Yeah,
it.
you just get another. Well, I mean, it would make sense because you are hitting the supply thing.
Yeah.
But,
So
I mean,
so this is what I'm thinking. I'm going to take Ronin for example. You get the Ronin knife, you throw it. You're defending. You throw it on one of the points.
oh, you mean the ability for other people?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
So she couldn't be the one to grab it though, because
like
she
her,
really,
it's not going to give her briefcase back.
right. She
No.
won't get her briefcase back. So
I get what
hers
you're
is
saying,
a one
though.
and done. But then every other rogue that picks it up can get their ability.
Yeah,
back.
the people that don't get their, like the Saint, when it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
But why can't I get another one from that?
Exactly.
I
My only
mean,
argument with that would be like, for example, if
nuts.
Lancer, for example, we got Lancer. We don't want Lancer to be able to activate her ability, grab the briefcase so she regains her ability. You know, so
But
like
hers reloads.
It
Right.
rebuilds anyway.
So anyone that
It does,
rebuilds,
but,
they
like-
wouldn't be able to hit it. You'd have to do
Right.
it that way.
Like,
Because
that would
you
have,
know,
yeah, they would have to find a way to let that completely deplete out, so she's
Yeah.
not just like able to go back to back. Like as soon as she comes out of it, she goes right back into it.
yeah,
Well-
I think if you already regain your ability, like you can't hit it and get it back. Like,
Well, but you
Okay.
got to think about it
If
this
you
way
did it.
though. Like if we're going to use Lancer as the linchpin, as the person that we're going to take as an example, you activate Lancer's ability. The ability makes you move faster than everybody else. So realistically, once you trigger it, you're going to be moving into a very offensive point of the map. In order to get the ability back, you're going to have to fall back enough to hit that briefcase.
mhm.
Oh, I know what you're saying. But what my argument was, like somebody being clever, and like activating it before they run off. Like,
Oh, and then
grab the
hit it again real
briefcase.
quick. Grab
hit
one
it
before they go
again,
by.
Right,
Yeah.
right before they go off and do their shit. So that way, when they come out of it, they can just transition
Double
back
down.
into it.
Nah.
Right, it'd be like that's what I'm the argument about. I want that.
Not
Like,
I
that.
feel like it would have to be rogues that have a ability that is equipment based.
Yeah.
like Dima or Switchblade.
Yeah, because
or
like
Ronin.
Chalk and Lancer,
Oof.
they just I wouldn't want Chalk to be able to do that twice.
No.
Right.
I think he'll be in a
Like
bad
the equipment
situation
thing.
anyway. Like no matter what with Chalk, like because I mean you're not gonna fucking go beast mode like as soon as you come down. You know,
Yeah.
you're gonna wait till you get knocked down. And like the fact
Hey,
that like the
If it
briefcase
reloaded
is-
Chalk's thing, I would yell, go around the corner, down a person or two, run back, grab it again, come back, yell, and do it again.
it really just depends on the time that we drop that briefcase.
Yeah. Well, and that's like there would have to be so many balances around it. It would have to be like once you trigger the ability, you can't refresh it until the duration of that ability has ended. If it's an ability that has a set duration on it, and then it would like for rogues that are already going to either refresh their ability or something like that, there would have to be a certain lockout timer. Because think about it. If you go with trench and you throw 2 barbed wires on one side and then run over there and pick up 2 more and throw them on another side in one plant site, it would make glitch more valuable that way, like 1,000% more valuable.
Yeah, it would.
But also there would have to be like an internal lockout. So once you hit it, you've got like a 10 to 25 second lockout timer before it activates your ability, which is already shorter than the time for the rogue's abilities that can refresh. Because I think theirs is like between 30 and 45 seconds, something like that. So if it was like a 20-second, timer on it before you could use it again, it would make sense in that way. But it's like the only rogue that can refresh his ability is Dallas, and the rogues that actually gain their ability back, there's so few of them that it would almost make sense to me, instead of it giving you infinite ammunition and giving you extra equipment, if it was able to give you your ability back, even if it was locked out for a certain amount of time, because that would add so much more value to the team, and you would have to play so much more methodical against a team that has a runway at that point.
It'd be a lot cooler than unlimited ammunition, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Like something I don't need.
Yeah. But if they made it to where she could refresh people's abilities, then people in Strikeout and King of the Hill and Team Deathmatch would bitch like crazy. So it's better to make the demolition players upset because the rogue doesn't seem very good than it make the mass majority of the people that play Strikeout, King of the Hill, and Team Deathmatch upset. That's kind of how I take that.
I'm pretty stoked to see how this fully loaded
Yeah.
gonna work for her.
Yeah, and what I'm even more interested in is Dahlia.
Oh, absolutely.
She's going to be
That's
a
going to be
menace.
very interesting.
Yeah.
To be able to carry a DMR and that Ripper. God damn.
Yeah, she's going to be
Oh, I
yeah.
didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Every time they introduce a new rogue, she gets a buff. Like an unintended buff to her character. Except for with Dallas. But that's a whole different story. I think that having a character that can carry both weapons that has a fully loaded type deal makes 1,000% sense. And I'm honestly surprised it has taken this long to actually get a character that can do that. What's amazing to me is they gave it to a character that, like Justin said, is a long to medium range character almost exclusively.
Yeah, just me. I would have rather had an SMG with that AR. That's just me, though.
Yeah.
I'm not
or
long
a
range.
shotgun.
Yeah, anything, just something to where I get a little closer. Because
Yeah.
that gun
Lancer
shoots
shotgun
really
would be
slow.
interesting.
And if you run up on somebody with an SMG with that Hydra,
You're
you
probably
better
gonna
hit your
get burnt.
shots.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're probably gonna get burnt.
You better throw that sword at them. You know?
Yeah, right. All right, so next up, we do have some weapon mastery stuff. They went over the weapon mastery stuff a pretty good bit on the live stream, and we've got a little bit of a write-up here on it. So the weapon mastery system is a brand new way to progress your favorite weapons, earn new wraps, and unlock the ability to use your favorite weapons on other rogues that fight with the same weapon types. Weapons will no longer be confined to specific rogues, but each rogue will be assigned classes. Weapon classes are assault rifle, DMR, LMG, sniper rifle, and SMG, pistols, and melee. Each time you play with weapons in their class, you will receive mastery points, allowing you to unlock that weapon to use with other rogues who share that class. Mastering each class will earn you a unique reward. So the rewards here, reactive weapon wraps are available for earning enough mastery points for each class. These unique wraps will show animated visual effects around the weapon and are truly worthy of a weapons master. And in the update show, of course, they had video of all the new weapon wraps and how they animate and stuff. Now, these are animated. I wouldn't say that they're reactive. I would say that they're animated. I think that like one or two of the weapon wraps start out like with a full clip, very bright. And then as you shoot it, it gets dimmer and dimmer and dimmer until you run out of ammunition or you reload, which is kind of reactive, but I wouldn't say that it's necessarily reactive. You know, when I think of reactive weapon wraps, I think of like when you're doing damage to someone or if you're downing someone, then it's increasing the intensity of which the weapon reacts to it.
Yeah.
But they define the things the way that they want to define the things, and that's how they decided to define it. And it is cool that like you unlock these, weapon mastery wraps for each weapon, and there's several for each specific weapon. And then once you master an entire class, then you get like the, Damascus version of it or whatever you want to call it. This really, really, beautiful, elaborate looking, weapon skin, which is kind of cool. It's going to be something that people are going to grind out and get very quickly. So it's going to be something that's not going to be very rare, I don't think. But it is kind of cool that they put the extra time in giving you actual good rewards for it. Now, weapon mastery as a whole. Like Corey said earlier, I don't think it's going to be that much of a problem at first, but I think over time, more and more people that actually go in and grind these rogues out and play rogues that they're not familiar with, it's going to cause a really, really hard shift in how the matchmaking and how, competitive public matches and ranked matches can be specifically for grinding out weapons. But once you get to that point where you actually have the weapon mastered and you can use it on whoever you want to, then we're going to see several problems present themselves, in my opinion.
Several.
Yeah. And one of the main things is the meta weapons. I mean,
yeah.
Nobody that plays Rogue Company can realistically sit in front of me and tell me that the weapons are perfectly balanced.
I mean, I could, but it'd be a lie.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it would be so. They're so inconsistent already, which they've tried to get rid of some of the inconsistencies with the season 3 update, but they're still there. The inconsistencies with the weapons are still there. And then when you compare the time to kill, the fire rate versus the damage to the weapons versus the headshot damage to the weapons versus armor and everything else, it's easy to see what weapons outclass and outperform other weapons. Once that starts happening, then it's going to be a Call of Duty situation from that point forward. Once that first video gets made where it's like, this is, this is the meta SMG, and this is the data behind it that supports it, and this is what's going to, guarantee you winning your gunfights. It's got more consistent damage over time. The spread on it is tighter. The damage that the weapon actually does is more, or whatever. Like, there's going to be those videos that come out. There's going to be those people that are going to be talking about it and debating it all the time. But it's still going to be there. And that's one of the biggest things that is a gigantic fear of mine, because you're going to have those people that are going to go purposefully for those weapons right out of the gate. They're going to max them out, and then they're just going to swap to them when it gets hairy and just wreck everybody in the game.
Yeah, like playing a completely different team.
Yeah. It's going to feel bad. When we first started talking about the Rogue Mastery stuff, I thought it was going to be like, you're going to have to set up a loadout for your specific rogues. And these are the weapons that you're going to have access to. You get to pick an SMG, you get to pick an assault rifle. Once you load into the game, that's it. You're stuck with this SMG and this assault rifle. But that is not the way that it works. You have free access to all of the weapons at any time that they have access to.
During the round?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, when you click swap, if you have those guns unlocked,
you can play them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we saw a thing where a guy he leveled up the pistol in a night of gaming.
Yeah.
Pistol unlocked. And he did that with a pistol.
No, man.
So it won't take long for, some people to. I thought weapon mastery, when I heard that, I was like, oh, cool. I'll get skins for my guns and shit.
Yeah.
Like kind of like through the character mastery.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'll get little, perks and stuff along the way. They'll give me a spray or a dance.
Well, trinket.
And it's like, oh, what?
Yeah.
We're doing what?
Yeah, that's where you're going to see, and they're wanting to make it to where if a certain character is using a certain weapon that has a hard counter for it, if you haven't mastered, you could swap to it on the fly. But guess what that's creating?
Metas.
Exactly. The only thing that's going to be able to outclass this weapon, especially if it is the best weapon in that class, is that weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So,
if they had it unlocked, could we get a whole squad running those shotguns?
Yeah.
If we all pick shotgun characters, we could.
A whole squad.
A whole squad.
Just
shooting from 80 meters.
Everybody's ass.
About that shotgun we were just bitching about.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's scary to think about. Like, they're going to have to do so much work to get this to even be something that is not just hated. They're going to have to put in the work and the time. And are they really going to do that?
No.
This is one of the biggest changes they've really made to this game.
Yeah.
Because one of the biggest aspects that I enjoyed is that the different characters had different things. So you kind of knew what guns you liked and what abilities you liked and which ones you liked to play. And now you can just play anyone because you have at least one gun in each category that you're good with. Yeah. At least I do.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'll be able to put those guns on every character now and just play my best games every fucking time, dude. And I don't like that idea. I really don't. I feel like this is going to make it more Call of Duty-esque than they've ever made it with any other change.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm right there with you.
And speaking to your point, what it's also going to do is their biggest pushing point or selling point for this Rogue Mastery stuff is the fact that you can play the rogues that you want to play with the weapons that you want to play with. Which, yeah, that's a salesman pitch. You know what I mean? That's a car salesman pitch all day long. But you are going to have rogues that are just never going to be played once their weapons are mastered.
You're right.
They're going to fall completely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're going to fall completely out of the meta, and they're going to have to be reworked and readjusted. And it's not going to be their equipment. It's not going to be their perks. It's going to come, solely down to their passive and active abilities.
I get that they're trying to gain a bigger player base with shit like this, but you're really alienating the people who have been on board with this game and paid for it. Like, before it was free to play, a lot of us bought this fucking game.
Ride or die.
Yeah. We've been on it since the beginning, dude, and it's a change that I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get past, because it's gonna change a lot.
Yeah, it's gonna feel really awkward for a very long time. And then instead of being like, okay, we're playing against the Dima, so the Dima has the KA-30 and they have the Mamba. And then once you go into that first round, especially now since they changed Demolition, you have a general idea. It's like they tried
going up against.
Yeah, they tried to ease it into us by, they lubed it up for us by giving us this buy one, get one fast swap system. But you knew regardless that you're going to be going against a character that has either this weapon or this weapon.
Yeah.
So you know what you're in store for. Now it's going to create a game to where you have no idea what you could be going up against at any moment.
You got a Ronin running with Saints AR?
Yeah, exactly. You have Anvil running with Max light machine gun. Yeah.
Or
it's
Mac
taking
using
a good bit of the
his.
strategy out of it.
Yeah.
Dude, you got an Anvil and a Mac on your team. You both pick fucking Anvils, LMG.
Yeah.
And,
unlimited ammo, you say?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Because that's got 20 more fucking shots than Max does.
And just hold the trigger down. It's going to be weird.
It's going to be very weird.
Very.
And they've already said that the pistols and the melee weapons are going to be unique to the individual rogues.
Yeah.
But they still have yet to say anything about gadgets.
I haven't mentioned that.
And I think that the gadget thing is going to be...
It might be in the works for later.
Well, it's going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Hopefully they don't do anything with the gadgets, that the characters will keep the gadgets that they have.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Everybody can pick stems, and then everybody can pick trip mines. It's just going to be a lot of people just stemming themselves, regenerating, and then again we can only put 4 trip mines on a field. But then again, if everybody's carrying 2 trip mines, it won't matter.
I think it's just going to be a hell of flashbangs.
Yeah.
Yeah, flashbangs are going to be bad.
I'm going to see that too.
Ooh.
When I kit a rogue out, their ability, their passive, their weapon set, their gadgets, and their perks all populate that kit. Now you're getting rid of a good majority of what that kit is. And then if you do the same thing with the equipment, then you're taking that much more away from them. They're trying to create unique identities for their rogues. And I just did air quotes because Rathar said that recently. They're creating unique identities for their rogues. So you're basically making the rogues that have great weapons but terrible abilities obsolete, and you're making rogues that have really, really good abilities with mediocre weapons the new meta. So you're killing your own characters.
Why?
To make the game more accessible for new players.
For new players, yeah.
I don't know, man. Don't make your game like other games, because I'll just go play those other games.
That's why we like this game.
Yeah, because it's not Call of Duty.
Oh, dude, it's Rogue Company.
Yeah.
Nothing like it.
Well, it's
There's a new Call of Duty every year for me to play when I have a fucking itch to play Call of Duty.
Yeah, right. And Warzone's free, so...
Free.
There you go,
Go play that.
So, I think it's safe to say right now that the weapon mastery, we are very much on one side of the fence, but we are still on the fence 100% on this. And once it comes out, once we experience it and start playing against people that actually have their weapon masteries for certain weapons, if they don't get ahead of it, and we do have some balance coming up specifically for the weapon mastery stuff, but if they don't get ahead of it even more so than this is right here, then it's going to be a massive problem.
How long do you think it takes when it comes out? Like 3 months?
Before people start,
Because it's going to be a delayed reaction.
I'm going to give it 2 weeks to a month.
Yeah, about a month for you. Like, whoa.
Yeah. I mean,
Game's
We'll start
changing.
seeing it with some of those tryhards early on, but it just won't
Well-
be a real problem until later on.
and that
Well, you know, that's what the matchmaking, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about it with this season or with this update. It just seems something's wrong with the matchmaking.
it's worse.
Yeah, it's something's.
There's been multiple times we've played against people who are 550.
Yeah.
It's just not even.
We're not even 200 yet.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Yeah.
like either we get a fucking like a good game, like a good one, you know, 5 and
Yeah.
5, and we're like, oh, we really want to win,
Yeah.
or we just make probably someone get offline. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
a lot
Or
more people
make
leaving.
us get
Getting a
offline.
lot of people leaving.
Yeah. Yeah.
On both
We were
sides.
playing
If
the
we're
other
playing
night.
with a rando, they leave, or a rando on the other team leaves.
So when this comes out, when we start seeing it and feeling it, of course we're going to talk about this. We're going to revisit weapon mastery. This is the thing. Like as a studio, as a developer, once you release something out into the world, you want it to be released, and then you want to move on to the next thing. Rogue Company has been 100% unable to do that because everything that they release has had to have been tweaked, reverted, taken out of the game completely in some capacity on almost every single update that's came out, except for season 3, I would say. Nothing has had to been taken out of the game. Nothing has been disabled. No maps have been disabled. No characters have been disabled.
Extraction, they pulled that out.
Yeah, they pulled extraction.
They said there's bugs.
Yeah, we'll get into that here in a minute because
Okay.
I got a theory on that shit. But season 3 felt decent. Like the launch of season 3 was good. The weapon balance for season 3 was okay. There are some outliers, but they could be easily reined in. But this to me is going to be the make it or break it. Like if the weapon mastery doesn't go the way that they're expecting it to go, and they have to revert it, then they're just going to have to suck it up and have the game be what it is. If it goes off without a hitch and people love it and it starts bringing players in here, but people are not happy with it, then you're going to drive your player base away. Your core player base that's been there for a year, you're driving those people
that
away.
spend money.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So this could be a huge double-edged sword, and we'll see where it cuts.
Ooh,
You like that?
I like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
So I'm going to skip over the shooting range because I don't really give two shits that they actually skin the shooting range.
I'm glad they spent
None
the
of
time
us.
on that. You know,
None of us here give a shit
No,
about them
dude.
changing the fucking shooting range.
I
No.
don't give a fuck what it looks like.
Yeah.
I want any of our listeners who asked for this to happen to let us know, because we want to know who the fuck out there was asking for a new shooting range.
Because
Right.
I think they said we heard the community, and I'm like, who?
I
Yeah.
think we're pretty tapped into the community, so community, let us
Yeah.
know.
Please let us know because I have no idea. But they did do some weapon balance changes, and a lot of it seemed to stem from the weapon mastery thing. So we'll run through them real quick and then we'll talk about them. The conviction, the max firing accuracy gain has been reduced. The maxed aim firing accuracy gain has been reduced, and the accuracy gain per shot has been reduced.
I agree. Just good lord.
Yeah, I mean I've played Mac. We've gone up against a couple of Macs, and like, yeah, you give that to Anvil and Mac on one map together, and with all those bullets, it's going to be frustrating to say the least. You know?
Mhm.
For something that's supposed to be inaccurate, it sure is a really accurate weapon.
Yeah.
Well, what about them with unlimited ammo?
Oh my god. It just doesn't stop shooting.
Yeah. Just hold it down, man.
'Cause
And
they
if you
got-
get that perk where you down somebody, it reloads.
We played a game with a Mac that just laid into us.
I was just thinking about him.
As soon as he would down someone, he would just turn to someone else and just lay into
Yeah.
them for 70 fucking bullets.
So the D3DI, they're
Yeah,
not calling it that shit.
I'm not either, dude.
Reduce damage from 34 to 30 and increase the damage fall off, because that seems to be the go-to DMR specifically for the competitive community because of how how hard it hits and how accurate it is. You know, it's a DMR, it's supposed to be accurate. But once, you know, everybody that has access to a DMR has access to it, it's just going to be D3DIs all over the place. 24S increased damage fall off. And I love their little blurb here. I want to read this one real quick. 24S is a jack of all trades SMG. Though previously its accuracy and damage outside of optimal range was stronger than assault rifles within its optimal range. This change means that the 24S kills a little slower outside of its optimal range and will no longer outgun assault rifles. Well, I feel that the majority of the SMGs already do that. The KA-30, now this is some huge changes coming to the KA-30.
Big time, dude.
Increase headshot damage from 29 to 31, increased damage, body damage, from 18 to 22, and reduced accuracy loss per shot. The KA-30 has been very, like, in my experiences in season 3, it's been very accurate. The damage isn't there.
Running, man.
It's a beamer, dude.
With it. Yeah. I saw you running it while I was dead, because I was like, I don't never use that gun, you know?
Yeah.
But whatever little buff they did,
I
switched over to it and was just dropping fools, man. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, and this is going to make it that much better. And I think that this is a good change. I mean, it does feel like it can be outgunned very severely in certain situations, but as a whole, to me, the KA-30 felt more like almost like a hybrid a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You could run it up close. You could also run it at range, and it was very consistent in both areas. And now it's going to be that much more consistent. And right here, I'm going to read this blurb too a little bit. Though originally the mainstay of the assault rifle class, with recent introductions, the KA-30 has fallen off. These changes should make it more competitive with other weapons in its class. So I want everybody to listen to this. These changes should make it more competitive with other weapons in its class. Anybody that's listening to this, I want you to burn that sentence into your brain, because this is how you get backdoor TTK changes. Once you release a weapon that does 30 body damage and it's outgunning other weapons, as opposed to nerfing the weapon that's the problem, if you raise the damage on the other weapons in its class, then
why not?
You're balancing it, right? That's balance.
Yeah. It's one way to do it.
Yeah. I just wanted to mention that. The SLC, this is similar to the 24S, increased damage fall off outside of optimal range. Like I said, SMGs feel like they're assault rifles that you can run around faster with. And then the Sahara, increased accuracy loss per shot. So they said that the Sahara was being a little bit too accurate, you know, versus the damage output. And they wanted to rein it in a little bit, and it makes sense, especially with the changes, the weapon mastery changes that are going to be coming in. But I still feel like it's a very good, very consistent weapon. I've ran it with Seeker several times and just beam people with it. It's going to be a huge contender for something that gets maxed out really early on.
Oh.
All right, so the rogue changes that are coming with the Runway update, Dallas, they're replacing the EMP with the adrenaline shot, and Seeker, his passive deals 2 times damage now. So the Dallas thing,
adrenaline shot,
they're getting rid of his EMP and giving him the adrenaline shot. And like, here's the thing with Dallas, and I've got a video that's already been released by the time you're hearing this about Dallas as a whole. But this is my thoughts on Dallas. Ever since Seeker's been released, Dallas has been in the back seat. They keep doing everything to Dallas that they can do to Dallas, except for actually fixing the problem with Dallas. And you're not going to bring Dallas into the meta, especially whenever the rogue or the weapon mastery comes out, until you actually go in and rework his ability.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's why he doesn't. That's why he's not picked.
I mean, adrenaline shot ain't going to do it.
No.
And I like playing him.
I enjoy playing him too.
I appreciate the new weapon. That's nice.
Yeah.
Won't be really long, and then I can just use any weapon, right?
Yeah.
So
pretty much.
But adrenaline shot?
People are running him with the assault rifle the way that you would run him with the DMR. And they don't want that play style for Dallas. But here's the thing, though. Dallas's ability refreshes whenever he downs someone.
Yep.
So that is a character that is specifically designed to be risk versus reward.
Yeah.
So The weapon changes make sense, but the
Mhm.
problem is his reveal compared to Seeker, compared to Talon, compared to Phantom is complete dog shit.
Well, dude, like to me, like with Dallas, I know you can when you down somebody, you can snap again, but it's that first snap that it's like, all right, which side are they on?
Yeah, yeah.
And then that's it. Sometimes I forget I even have another one because I'm like, I've already, But you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
I do.
nice. But
Yeah.
that's it. With Seeker, dude, you can run up. If you're on the right side, you can
Yeah.
mark the whole team.
Yeah, exactly. And even if you're not marking the whole team, it will bounce in a way where it sometimes marks them where they're going the opposite direction.
And it does damage.
Yeah, so it's a way better ability all the way around. And they keep tweaking Dallas, and Dallas has been probably one of the most changed rogues that's been released in the game. And he was released at launch because his ability
OG
was
character.
Yeah. His ability was too powerful. So they made Cloak to negate it. But then they reverted that change because everybody was running characters that had Cloaked. So they nerfed Cloak, and then they nerfed his ability. And then, the ability still lasts too long, so we're going to nerf the ability again. Quit fucking with him. Rework the ability if it's not good. There's no shame in saying that an idea that you had was bad.
Yeah. I mean, it's happened a few times.
Yeah.
Well, here's the question. What do you think they could do to his ability to make it better?
Make it a bubble.
Yeah, and it marks anyone that's around it.
Have a circle, kind of
Talon's
like
dart.
Max thing.
Yeah.
And then he snaps, and whoever's in that area gets. See, I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
I thought that would be a great way, because it would still make it to where you have to be on the right side to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, the one advantage to this is you don't have to be on the right side now.
No.
You can snap, and you can get someone on the other side. But people figure that shit out early on, and they'll run someone to the other side. So
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking it makes a bubble, but it marks one person as a bubble.
Yeah.
And they're the center of it. So if they're moving, there's just a circle around them where you can see anyone else that's in it.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay. Yeah, I like
mean?
that better than my idea even.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what I think we've talked about this. We've been bitching about that EMP for a while.
That would be nice. Give him like an 8-second thing
something.
where it just follows him around for a second.
Like the size of the Talon dart, maybe a little bit bigger.
Yeah. Well, and to be fair, they could do a ton of different things with Dallas and how his reveal actually works to make it new, to refresh the character, and to give him a little bit more usefulness within the game itself. Like, you could make it to where you run up to a choke point and snap, and it reveals everybody in a 20-meter bubble. You could make it to where you snap, and the person that gets revealed, the bubble comes off of that person and reveals a couple of people.
Oh.
You could make it snap and where like it reveals one person, but you can also see or you can see sound through, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying. And that's not too much.
No, like it just takes just a little bit of work goes a long way, high res. So just do the work.
People will definitely play him more.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already got my fucking favorite streamer's fucking skin.
Yeah,
so
right.
I'll forever fuck with Dallas.
Biggest reason I fucking play with him.
Yeah,
So.
just see where the docs can.
Yeah.
Especially when we play the map.
Yeah.
It's like somebody's picking Doc.
For sure.
Oh, for sure.
And then Seeker's passive deals 2 times damage now. Makes sense because like I've done a lot of bow shots where it's hit someone, got 80 damage. I've got lucky a couple of times and hit someone and it down them if it hits them in the head. This is going to deal double damage right out of the gate.
I think it should down them if you hit somebody with it.
Well, it's going to have to.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
I have before.
I'm talking now when I mean hit someone, like shoot and it hits them, not bounce off a wall and hits them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
the wall, you know what I mean? That should take
off the wall.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, because his passive is when you bounce something, it does double damage.
Yeah. So that's what the passive buff is like if you, instead of it doing 80 damage, whenever you bounce it, it's going to do 160 damage. Yeah. Regardless of if they have armor.
That's cool.
I have randomly headshotted someone with a bounce and downed them, and I was like, oh, shit,
that's
cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the gadget change, they are adjusting the projectile speed and the gravity of the C4. So it's going to drop faster. You're going to be able to throw it faster. They're trying to negate the fact that a lot of the C4 can be shot out of the air. Which makes sense because, like,
done it before.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes that shit acts like a fucking feather falling down.
Yeah, right.
And you can't activate it until it's fallen.
Yeah, right.
A pancake to the ground, just plop.
Yeah. So that's going to be a very welcoming change to the C4. But so that's everything with the Runway PTS show, like update notes. But also in this, time since the last time that we've released an episode, they released a This Week in Rogue Company that has a little bit more additional information. And let's check that out and give our thoughts on that real quick, guys.
Why do they not take any like information from Demolition players?
Most anticipated character ever.
I don't know,
I don't
man.
Ever.
remember that at all.
Well,
The anticipation is for King of the Hill and the team deathmatch. It's not for Demolition.
well,
That's
It's
the
not
weapon
that.
mastery
Even
for that,
even
too.
like Strikeout could benefit from her, but like for Demolition players, she is not worth it.
Like with her, and even the weapon mastery, that's not for Demolition.
No.
Nothing is.
no. Well, and all right, so they've said that every rogue that they've released has been the most anticipated rogue. So I take that very, very lightly
With a
and
grain
very,
of salt.
very huge grain of salt.
Yeah.
They've said that about every single one of them. So they're just trying to hype it up. It's car salesmanship. Yeah. And we did see like they are already nerfing the Hydra. It's still going to be a heavy hitter. It's still going to do 30 body damage and 39 headshot damage with an optimal time to kill of 3 shots. But fuck.
In that update, so I watched that when it was happening, right?
Yeah.
So they were talking about it while he was shooting people. They're like, "Don't worry, it's not going to do that much damage." And they gave some numbers. These are different already.
Yeah.
Than what they said in that.
Exactly.
So they're like, "Well, that wasn't enough. Do a little more."
Yeah. Because like she's going to come out and they already see the trajectory. She's going to come out. She's the most anticipated rogue in quotation marks.
No.
So
I just thought she was a character.
Yeah.
When I saw her, I was just like, "Oh, this is this is Q. Get your guns."
Yeah. Right. Yeah. But people are going to be playing her a lot. They're going to involuntarily start working on the weapon mastery for the Hydra, and it's going to be something that like, okay, if I jump in and I play Runway for 2 or 3 days and get used to her weapon, I've got it mastered already. Well, why not use it on Ronin or Sane or whoever has access to an assault rifle?
Yeah.
I have a feeling that more nerfs are going to be coming in with that weapon specifically, unless there's 2 things. Unless it has a tremendous amount of recoil, or it is so shaky.
But it shoots so slow that don't matter.
Yeah,
you see, like in the video, he shoots, lines it back up, shoots.
I think that they were just single tapping. It shoots so
slow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a slow shooter.
Yeah, it is. But the main thing that I wanted to talk about from This Week in Rogue Company was extraction. They address extraction specifically in the video, and they said that they're working on bug fixes for extraction. Now, we played extraction a pretty good bit, right?
Warm-up game every night.
And some nights we exclusively played extraction the entire time, right?
Yep.
Can you guys remember if there were any bugs in extraction that didn't exist outside of extraction?
No.
I never had an issue diffusing or activating the plant site.
Just like Demolition, dude.
Yeah.
No. Everything that was going on Demolition's happening there.
So this is my theory. I think that they're saying that they are squashing bugs. And and I did that in air quotes as well.
Like that's why they pulled it out.
Yeah. And I think what they're really doing is they kind of threw extraction in kind of half-heartedly, right? They wanted to get a limited time mode out there very quickly. That was the first limited time mode that they released. They didn't fully think it through. They didn't fully plan for all the plant sites and everything. I think that they pulled it. I think that they're completely redesigning where the plant sites are on all the maps.
Like on High Castle.
Yes.
Move it.
Yes.
It can't be there.
Yeah. And I think that that's a good thing. Now,
it is a good thing.
There's 2 problems here with this, though. The first thing is they use the King of the Hill game mode as the excuse to actually pull it.
It was the extraction distraction.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're doing there. Yeah. So they use King of the Hill as the reason to pull it. And then when they talk about it again publicly, they say that they're fixing bugs that it just didn't have. So
now they got to do something.
Well, they're basically
because they already,
Yeah. And they're basically trying to deter all of the programming problems and the map layout, the bomb plant location layouts, all of the things that they did wrong. They're basically applying it to the fact that it got taken out because of King of the Hill and that there's bugs that they're working on.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of bugs. So instead of just being honest, it's like, look, we just kind of half-assed through Extraction together. We didn't expect it to blow up in popularity. We're actually fixing Extraction.
Yeah,
we're actually adjusting no, it's bugs. In high-res fashion.
High-res air quotes.
Yeah.
Bugs.
They're putting all of the blame on everything else other than their own screw-ups.
There's two things I saw when I was watching that live stream of the update show, which did not have very many people watching.
Yeah.
Just want to say. People wanted map voting.
Yes.
And they spammed it.
Yes.
And they want Extraction.
Yes.
They have to bring it back.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
There's just been so many people like, what the fuck?
So the last thing I wanted to hit before we get over to the community section is the Trello board. So over at the Trello board, the top issues that they are having is buzzing sound in Xbox One. Need more info in the lobby. Some players are not seeing items available in the shop. That's a gigantic issue. Bug tracking. Remapping buttons on PS5. Gun audio not playing unless the target is hit or picking up another enemy's weapon. Occasionally, friendly nameplates will not appear. Players cannot surrender in a custom match. In Demolition, the wrong player will occasionally be marked as carrying the bomb. Sometimes barbed wire does not appear and can also damage you through terrain. Rolling his Lancer does not always guarantee a reload.
Yeah.
So a lot of the same stuff that we saw on the Trello board since the last time we recorded. They've had 2 weeks to do something and they've done absolutely nothing.
Well, they hit it hard during that. They hit it hard during that update and that push with streaming and everything. Like someone came out and was like, "Give me the bugs."
Yeah.
Do we have the one on here where your gun just stopped shooting? Yeah. No, that's after throwing a grenade. That could be what's doing it. You don't talk about when you try to shoot your gun, it just stops. That's like,
yeah, it happens to us pretty regular.
What the fuck? And we've experienced a few of these.
I've had the roll with Lancer and it not reload.
Weird
I've had the
audio
barbed wire
issues.
damaging me from the other side of a fucking cover.
Yeah.
We've had the where it marks the wrong person carrying the bomb. We've had that a bunch.
Yeah.
A bunch. Remember the other night we were on defense and one of us had a bomb and threw it down.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, what the fuck, man?
It was like, it wouldn't let us pick it up afterwards, but it was like, why did you give us a bomb?
Yeah. But if you look here, it says weapons will stop firing after throwing a grenade. Resolved issue.
I see that. Yeah. I saw that one.
I don't think it's resolved.
As I had it happen a couple nights ago. So.
Yeah. I think that may be the issue.
But that is all of the Rogue Company news. It was an action-packed 2 weeks since the last time we got together here. We had the Runway stuff. Thank you, Cremar and Roco Leaks, for pushing that. We also had This Week in Rogue Company, which basically has turned into a mirror of whatever live stream that they did last. But now they are addressing what's allegedly going on with the Extraction and with the Hydra weapon nerf. And it's funny that that's the only thing that got any kind of weapon adjustment.
Yeah.
Well, never mind. I would say, because if it takes you, if it takes you 6 or 8 hours to master one weapon, and then it takes you 6 or 8 hours to master another weapon, and the PTS only lasts for 2 hours, then you don't really get to test out the weapon mastery, then do you?
Yeah.
So, whatever. But I'm ready to head over to the community concerns. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, everyone. This is the community section of the Broguecast. If you want to contribute to the community section, Please feel free to tweet us at Broguecast, email us, broguecast@gmail.com, or you can join the Discord server. It is in the description down below. There's a tab specifically for Broguecast contributions. Anything that is put into that page will be pulled out and be put into the show notes. So please feel free to go over there and do that, especially if you have a link to a Reddit post, Twitter post, a video, anything that you want us to discuss, be sure to send it over there. If it's something that you want to share, but you don't want to share it publicly, for example, a video of something that's happening, but you don't want to upload it publicly to YouTube, upload it as unlisted, send us a link to it, and we'll show it. If you're okay with that, of course, I'll reach out ahead of time and we will discuss it. So let's head over into our first little tidbit that we have here. So this was posted by Maziano.
Yeah, sure.
Is that good? Maziano? Over on the Rogue Company Reddit page, and he said, new game mode idea, capture the flag, thoughts. Hey everyone, I've been playing Roco for well over a year at this point and love Demolition with a passion, but was thinking about some new game mode ideas. I've been thinking about how much fun a capture the flag game mode would be. I feel like it would really change the way Roco is played, and the meta for it would be very unique and interesting. Would love to see something along these lines sometime in the future. Please let me know your thoughts and opinions on this. Thanks.
Yeah, I want more one life game modes.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just more one life game modes, like
Yeah.
no respawn.
Well, and
That'd be fun.
If they like here to me, you know, with a respawnable game mode, it's always more fun when there is an objective that needs to be played.
Yeah.
So King of the Hill to me felt better than Strikeout did because the objective moved around the map and it created different gunfight scenarios within the specific map. If you have something as simple as capture the flag to where it's 2 teams of 4, or you could even realistically do 2 teams of 6 on a capture the flag game mode, and it wouldn't be as chaotic as, let's say, King of the Hill or Team Deathmatch. And you had, you know, 2 flag sites or a central flag, however they decided to do it.
In the middle, you got to move it, get it, go.
Yeah, and run it to the other side. And I think that would be really
fun.
Unique and engaging. You would see a ton of Lancer players.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just to be able to run it back and forth and all this kind of stuff. But I think it would, like he said, develop a very interesting meta. And there's tons of game modes that they could, you know, like dodgeball. That was something that was like solely uniquely created in-house. Yeah. I've never seen a game.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah, there's never been a game mode like dodgeball that I've ever played in any game before.
And then they just pulled it out.
Yeah. And it would be nice if they would take some of the inspiration from some of the game modes that they've created in-house and kind of expand on it a little bit more. I think that they could almost like trademark the way that dodgeball respawn mechanic actually works because it is so unique. And they could apply it to a lot of different game modes and a lot of different play styles. Like,
well, they could apply it to this: capture the flag, get a teammate back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and
it's on your side. A countdown starts. If we can keep it for so long, we respawn. We're good.
Yeah. Someone in a previous episode of Broguecast, they mentioned bringing the dodgeball respawn mechanics to Extraction. And I think that would be a really interesting and unique way to play Extraction that way.
Yeah. It'd be a fun twist to it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes it change up a little bit because you still have to play careful because you can't go down, but you know that if you can get one of them, one of your dudes comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Risk versus reward.
Well, I like
love
that.
it.
Yeah.
Love it. I would love to see dodgeball played on bigger maps.
Dude, I think dodgeball was my favorite limited time mode.
Sure.
Yeah, it's mine for sure.
Yeah.
So come on.
So next up on the docket here, we have a post by...
Change it.
I don't know. I really have no idea how to pronounce that.
Dude.
Is the G silent? I don't know.
I don't know.
No, it's OG Joji.
Okay. OG Joji. We got a post here by OG Joji. Show your deaths too. And it has a little scoreboard as the talking point here. I like seeing the nice scoreboards and crazy damage done, but I would love to see how many times you died to get that. When I play Strikeout, I sometimes have those teammates that get a crazy amount of downs, but at the same time burn out like 10 of our lives. I actually played against a guy on the subreddit that had a nice video of him with super nice kill streak as Scorch. It was really impressive. I actually came across him yesterday night, and he died at least 8 to 10 times each round, and we beat them 3-0. I feel this goes hand in hand to the bad matchmaking. You dying so many times doesn't get your teammates any time to do anything.
Dude, I think that last score screen should show, like, during the match you can see assistance, like,
yeah.
You get the assist, everything's on that, but when you get to that last score screen, it's different. It's like, no, we're cutting all that out.
Yeah, I know.
I think it should show everything there. How many times you died, whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, and that goes along with like Strikeout and King of the Hill and things like that. It's like, if you're going to have an objective or a point, like, let's see how many times you plant a bomb. Let's see how many times you defuse a bomb. Let's see how many.
You dropped 50 people, but let's see what you really did.
Yeah, exactly. How long were you in the hill on King of the Hill? How long were you on the site in Strikeout? Like,
were you capping points?
Yeah. Or were you capping fools? Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If you're playing like King of the Hill to get these crazy scoreboard numbers and you die, just as many times as you got kills, then it's really not that impressive.
Not at all.
All right, here's what I'm going to say about the death thing. I think that the death thing has been purposefully left out of the score screens. And the reason why is because if you're playing a respawn game mode, or if you're even playing demolition, it's more apparent because you only have one life. But if you're playing a respawn mode, especially Strikeout, to where, your respawns are very much related to the tickets in the game, then you have your reason for losing on that scoreboard.
Yeah, they don't want that next to the score, dude.
Yeah, it's the same reason. Does. Yeah, it's the same reason they took the account levels off the scoreboard.
Yeah.
And the same reason that they took the ranking off of the scoreboard.
Just a little catering.
Yeah. It's trying to keep the animosity of the community down, even though, guess what? It's still there. So
what I have to say about this comment is I like that he describes everything as nice.
Yeah. It's very nice.
Scoreboard, nice window, super nice kill streak.
Nice.
And I just assumed that every time he typed that, he squinted his eyes and goes, nice.
Yeah, right. Yeah. He might have did a little finger gun action too. Nice.
Maybe.
Well,
he did a Tommy gun.
Nice. Don't you judge those finger guns, guys.
Like, I followed the post. Gun. I understand what he was saying, but I couldn't get over the fact that he was just like, nice.
Yeah. Nice.
Nice.
All right. Next up, we have a post here by Carball Alex.
Okay.
Have there been any updates on how they're dealing with AFK/leavers? When they released the update that had bots, I assumed this was a placeholder until they implemented backfilling where players would join mid-match to replace someone that left. Since everyone complained about the bots feeding and they took them out, is this just something that has been delayed, or am I just imagining they planned to implement the backfill system and it was only rumored on the subreddit? For now, I'm fine with bots not replacing players since they are really bad and don't shoot at players most of the time. They are literally feeders in respawn modes.
The only thing a bot's going to do, like when they look up there and it's like, oh, there's only 3 of them.
Yeah.
Well, let's just push this.
Yeah.
Let's go. Put the pressure on them. So it was cool to have a bot there, but as soon as they see a bot staring at the wall, they're like, they got a bot. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Push them. Yeah.
It was more useful in demolition just because you'd have someone else for them to shoot at while you could, pop some shots. But
a distraction.
Yeah.
Like,
we don't really play respawn mode, so I could see how that's a problem, especially in something like Strikeout.
Just like with, the time to kill and the arms dealer event and the, cheaters and the exploiters and all this stuff, they implemented a system that they had very strategically planned out to a T, and then they had to renege on all of it. Yeah. And we haven't had any updates. We haven't had any explanation. We haven't had anything that has to do with what's going on with the AFK or the deserter stuff. There's been no communication with the community. Yeah.
because
I'll tell you,
we've had a few times that people have left our games, and by the time we've gotten out of that game, they're already in another game still.
Yeah.
And we've still won that game. I'm just saying. It's
Yeah.
happened.
I mean, more often than
Dude,
not, but
nobody wants to backfill
No.
ever.
I
Fix the
don't fucking want to.
matchmaking. Dude, if they fix the matchmaking, this all goes away.
Yeah. Well,
Because then you're paired up with someone that's not going to, at least us.
Yeah.
Now, if it's someone that just started playing, they might get someone that leaves. But us, dude, we're not going to get a guy that's going to leave. Like, just fix the matchmaking.
just a quick thing about matchmaking. Like, crossplay is not on consoles unless you pair up with someone that is playing on like PC, and that's how the
Unless you're in a party.
unless you're in a
They
party
need
with
to just
someone.
turn that on, dude, across the board.
And not only that, they need to get rid of all of the servers. When you go to the server list, there's like 12 servers in there. Now, I understand that like each region of the world needs a server that people can play on, but there doesn't need to be four.
Game's not that big.
Yeah, there doesn't need to be 4 servers in the United States.
Yeah.
There
The
needs,
game's not that big.
yeah, there needs to be at most 2 servers in the
2.
United States, and that's it.
East and West Coast.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's all you need. And if you're in Central, in Middle America, then you need to connect to both of them, and whichever one plays better for you, or they need to officially release which server that you should connect to. I know
you.
Yeah, I know that
You
that's
have a
going to
little
be
test
work.
there you run, and it's like, hey, judging on your speed test, you need to play on this server.
Yeah, because whenever we played Paladins or Warzone, I got better ping playing on the European servers.
Crazy, right?
Yeah. Doesn't make any sense, but it worked that way. I understand why you don't want to put people from different time zones together. I understand that
But if they're online, they're online.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
but that also comes down to the tick rate of the servers and the connection.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of work they're going to have to do to make that. But I think one thing or 2 things in particular that they could do is get rid of some of the servers and condense it down. And then they could also go in there and force enable crossplay across the board. And then if you want to opt out of it, then
you can turn it off.
Go in there and turn it off. Yeah.
But there's people playing on PlayStation. They're a beast.
Yeah.
And they probably don't even know that it's turned off.
Yeah, exactly.
And they could be queuing in with us when we play, and other people
Yeah. All right. Next up, this was posted by Diaga Astral Star. So this is a 2-parter. Can we get more useful statistics, please? KDR, win percentage, accuracy, anything. I've stopped even checking my stats because they are just a running number with no context and doesn't tell you anything. And then,
Scott Gandhi?
Yes, a high-res staff member, Scott Gandhi, posted yes with a handshaking. Okay.
Firm handshakes.
There's 2 reasons why I put this in here. The first reason is, why in the love of God does everything that anybody from High Res and First Watch Games say anything about have to be so fucking vague?
He just said yes.
He said, can we get more useful statistics, please? Yes.
You can, but we're not going to do it. No,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, he could be saying, yes, there are more useful statistics there, but they're not in the game. Well, we know that. Yes.
He could be being a smart ass.
Yeah, exactly.
I should have made it done this much damage.
Yeah, it could have done 50 damage per shot. If you're not going to comment and give a little insight on what's going on,
don't comment at all.
Dude. Exactly. And that's the main reason why I posted it. The second reason why I posted it is, if we had an active way to track our statistics in the game, whether it be a generic stat tracking system or an in-depth stat tracking system, it would
really.
I don't care either, but
anything. Just give me something.
It would be nice to know where you land in comparison to the competition. Because
why not?
Yeah, because the leaderboards is not something that I hardly ever check. You know what I mean? The KDR is something that I would check more so, the win percentage, of course, because this is the thing though. This goes with the deaths on the score screen. This goes with the account levels on the score screen. Once you start putting the win percentages in there, then you actually see where if an elo has
shit player or not. Like,
well, no, it's not even. It's not even that. It shows you how their matchmaking system works at that point.
Well, I was talking about certain people that play certain modes that get 50 downs.
Oh yeah, yeah.
If we could actually see their fucking kill death ratio,
yeah,
it probably wouldn't be that good.
Yeah, exactly. Right. But not only that, like I was saying, it's like, Paladins had their matchmaking system with the elo, and where like it was you were going to maintain a 50% win rate regardless. If you were on a win streak, they were going to purposefully put you up against people that were way out of your league, so that it brought your win percentage down and actually put you within that 50% margin. If they release this information and they keep you at a consistent 50% win rate, then that explains exactly how their matchmaking system works, and that they base it off of what Smite and Paladin's matchmaking system is. And people hate that way of matchmaking. I hate that way of matchmaking.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to go against people that are that is as close to my skill level as humanly possible. Yeah. I want to go against a team that matches up to our skill level collectively as a whole.
Yeah.
And every match should be an engaging, fun, intense experience, when in reality, we may get one of those a night, and then it's either a blowout on either side.
Yeah.
For the rest of them. If you play a full game without, having to back out because of AFK,
or they surrender.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's nice to know that Scott Gandhi's reading the Reddit.
Yeah, I know.
Now
right?
I know. Now I know he's looking.
Well, of course he's looking, man.
Yeah, it's too right.
All right. Last up on the docket here. This was posted by Johan Pauline 14. Maybe a new ranked mode. Some people want another ranked mode. I'm fine with demolition, but some got tired, so I was thinking, since some also wanted Strikeout to be ranked, there could be Wingman Strikeout ranked. I've seen some people want Wingman too. Let me know your opinions. So one of the main reasons that I wanted to pull this up is not specifically for, the Strikeout, because I think doing Strikeout or King of the Hill or anything like that, that's that has a lot of inconsistencies and a lot of randomness in it. If you try to do a ranked version of that, then it's going to feel disheartening.
Spawn trapping.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be very disheartening.
Yeah.
But I do think that there is a lot of things that they could do with the ranked system. Like a Wingman ranked system would be great. A trio ranked system would be great. A 1v1 ranked system would be fine. Like they could go into it.
Yeah.
The perfect game mode that would be great for ranked? Extraction.
I was thinking it.
Yeah.
Just a second ago, I was like, Extraction would be good.
Yeah.
You got one plant site. It would be fun, but we just love Extraction.
Yeah, I know.
But it would be fun. We would play. I think we would have already played.
Yeah, for sure,
we would be ranking it up in Extraction.
Yeah. And like, I get it. The mass majority of the people that play Rogue Company play the respawn modes, this, that, and the other. I completely get that. And I understand why people want respawn modes in a ranked system. But they're really going to have to go in and refine the respawn system, how the respawns actually work within the game. And like,
it's not fair.
It's really not. And whenever you're playing something like King of the Hill, where where all the all the capture points are, where all the respawn locations are, you can very much go in and exploit the dog shit out of it. Like that's why, in my opinion, they haven't introduced a King of the Hill or a Strikeout version of rank, because they can't flesh the game mode out enough to justify it being something that you gain, a rank for. And that's a hard truth for a lot of the people that love the respawn modes, but it is the truth. The respawns and the way that you respawn trap and the way that the game as a whole works, it wasn't designed for respawn modes. It was designed for single life modes.
Yep.
And I get that you
got
enjoy
something to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't just come back and wreck ass. Like,
no. But that is all of the community issues, kind of like the same thing that happened last week. A lot of the community issues and a lot of the concerns all stem from either the new character, whether the hype for the character or the dissatisfaction with the character, and mainly weapon mastery. And there's a huge divide in the community, the same thing that happened with the TTK, as to what's going to happen with the game once these changes go in, how's it going to affect the game, and how's it going to affect our playing experience. And I completely understand, and I completely get everyone's concerns on both sides of the equation. I understand that you want to play Lancer and you want to play other weapons because you love playing Lancer, but that's not the only character that exists in the game. I think that the Runway update will probably come out, I'm going to say the week after Labor Day. The Tuesday after Labor Day.
Couple weeks?
Yeah, I'm going to give it about 2 weeks before.
I was thinking 2.
Yeah. And I don't think that we would have got the live stream of the new Rogue and the weapon mastery. We probably wouldn't have gotten that until this coming Friday, which would be the 3rd. If it wasn't for the people going in and actually data mining all the information.
Well, dude, if you watch it, they're on the spot.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They did not plan to do that after putting cribs together that day.
No, not at all.
When they came in, they were like, what? We got to do it up? Because you could just tell everything. Yeah. Like, they even had a few moments where shit was fucked up.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is off the fly.
Yeah.
They even brought it up.
Yeah.
When they were talking about the Runway, they were like, we've wanted to get this out there because there's some confusion online.
Yeah, because
of how it works.
The data miners, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, how about you don't blatantly put everything in your updates?
But the data miners have been more transparent than them.
Yeah. I mean, Cremar deserves a job.
Yeah.
He's probably the only
community manager, dude.
Yeah, he's probably the only person from the Rogue Company community that I could honestly say deserves to work there.
Yeah, community manager.
Yeah,
handling bugs.
Yeah,
all that stuff, like
dealing with people. Doing a great job over there. All right, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, of course. How excited are you guys for Runway?
I'm just at 50%.
Yeah, I was going to say 50%.
It's 50-50 with it. Even the weapon mastery, I'm 50-50.
I'm at a
Dude, what
4.
if it comes out and we like it? You know? So I'm like, I just got to see. You said you're at a 4?
I'm at a 4, and it's only because I'm excited to see how that assault rifle.
The gun, yeah. I'm excited for the gun.
That's pretty much it. I don't really give a shit about her ability.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be neat, but I mean, I'm not a sniper, dude, so.
You're not. You don't ever play sniper.
Not in that game, I don't.
Not unless you're in the bathroom and I queue.
Yeah, I mean, and I usually run the DMR or assault rifle, so it usually picks fucking fixer for me.
Yeah, it does, man.
Like, if you're gonna give me a sniper, at least give me the one I want to play.
Yeah, right.
I just have to see. I got to see what comes out.
Yeah, and I feel very much the same on all of it. I mean, we can sit here and speculate all day, and like the weapon mastery on paper, whenever you read it, makes a lot of sense as to why they're doing it. But you can also see a lot of problems that's going to arise out of it. And
I just think it's not for this game.
I agree. 100%.
Well, why didn't they split it? Why didn't they just let the people that like to play the respawn mode have that? Give them the option.
Yeah. I don't know.
And then keep us, because we like them. Dude, we're you said earlier, we mostly play. I'm like, no, dude, that's all we play.
Yeah.
Yeah, since Extraction's gone, that's all we play.
We just play Demolition.
Yeah.
It's not as fun playing the other modes.
Yeah, I don't want to play anything with Demolition.
Yeah.
I want to play something that makes me feel alive when I win. You know?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Something when we go fucking 5-5 on them and then hit them with the win.
Yeah, and dance on
them.
We
want to play right now, goddammit.
Pull out my fucking cop light and that's what I want.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you guys 100%, man. And I'm trying to keep as much of an open mind about the whole thing as I possibly can. And it just gets hard, because there's people on Reddit, and I saw the post and then I lost it before I was able to capture it. But people are questioning, like, are you going to introduce weapon bans for ranked?
Whoa.
And that's a legitimate concern.
It is a legitimate concern. If you're going to ban a character, well, you're banning that character because of what they can do, what they have. So
Yeah.
why not ban a weapon? Dude,
Yeah.
they're what are we doing?
I don't know.
What are we doing?
I just don't.
This is not
I
the
don't know,
time
man.
to do this. They should have done if they were going to do this, they should have done it a long time ago.
I like the game now.
Yeah.
Now, what it is now. I don't want it to be something else.
No. What? We got a transformer,
What?
It's just changing.
Yeah.
The strategy of this game is really going out of it.
Yeah, dude. Oh man. Man, it's like I'm getting upset.
Yeah.
Well, whenever it comes out, like we're going to give it some time. So whenever whenever Weapon Mastery comes out, it's not going to be the next episode of Broguecast. It might not even be the episode after that. But once we feel comfortable enough to talk about the Rogue Mastery situation, we will go in full-heartedly and talk about our experiences and what we honestly think about it.
We're not going to bullshit anyone.
And I
The
hope
first time one of us gets pissed off, we're gonna be like, write this down for the next.
We're talking about this on the next broadcast.
Yeah. And I honestly hope that we're proven wrong. But
me too, man.
Me too.
But the track record that we've had so far, I haven't been proven wrong yet.
I don't have a lot of faith in them.
No. We all agreed that whenever they released the arms dealer event, that it was going to go over about as well as pouring a fucking gallon of boiling water on a baby, hot water burn
just about
baby.
Everything they've done.
Yeah. The TTK.
Whoa.
We knew exactly how that was going to go over, and it went the same exact way as we said it would.
But what's nice about that is that everybody's voice was heard, and now they're doing the TTK the other way.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just change the weapon slowly.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, should have done that the first time.
So that's everything that we've got for the unofficial Rogue Company podcast, Broguecast. If you want to contribute to the Broguecast in any way whatsoever, if there's any topic that you want us to cover or any community issues that you want us to address, please send any of that information over to @Broguecast on Twitter, broguecast@gmail.com, or the Discord page, which will have a link in the description below. Anything that you want to contribute, please feel free to do so. Thanks for listening. I'm here with Cole Reed.
For Dirt Lord.
Here with Garbo.
And I'm here with Griffin.
And we will check in with you guys next time. Thanks for watching.